got some ways that can support you in supporting your young person's mental health. There are some practical strategies and tools that can support you in supporting your young person. Sometimes it does take somebody fresh, but if we can try these things as an everyday practice, you can find ways that will help you feel connected and support one another through life's journey. The first thing to think about is obviously the age of your young person. So the main age that would be most beneficial is between 6 to 17, as they start to face some of the challenges in everyday life, which might be low mood, anxiety, and just that general emotional regulation, understanding how to manage these different emotions as we experience them in different life experiences. So I would love to empower you so you can feel confident in supporting your young person, have that deeper connection with your child, and just have those calm interactions. So the first thing to do is understand what's going on for your young person and even talk about what's happening for you in obviously an age appropriate way. With anxiety, it presents as feeling overly worried, maybe experiencing fears, or even just avoiding situations because the what if scenario comes into mind. So this can affect your young person in different ways. So it might be that they're struggling to concentrate. It might be that they're developing physical symptoms such as headaches and tummy aches, which may present 5 minutes before you're leaving the house. The first thing to do is acknowledge that they are feeling these, but understanding why they're feeling these. With emotional regulation, it's looking at how we respond to the different emotional experiences. All emotions are healthy. We all have different emotions, and it's then looking at how we can manage them and feel empowered to continue with everyday life. 6 to 17 years of age is a critical development phase for the emotional and social relationships. So before this time, your child will start to understand we do have different emotions, but up until this time, they're not ready to regulate them fully. So this is why I think it's important to focus on this age to really give them the tools to succeed in their future challenges. It takes a village to raise a child. So I think we need to have a village to support children. I think it takes a village to support the parents of that child. So the main fundamental aspect is that sense of connection. Does your child feel safe? Does your child feel that they have got ways of healthily managing their emotions? When we've got these successfully, it will strengthen your bond. And it also encourages that discussion to talk about emotions and again, have that safe environment to explore what's happening. So here are some practical strategies for you to trial and see which ones work, because some will work better than others and different children will react differently. So look at active listening. So active listening means giving them full attention as much as you possibly can. However, I have also found that side-by-side discussion, such as in the car, often proves to be the most beneficial. So if we're looking at active listening, it's really feeling that that safe space has been created. Really be present and in the moment. One really fundamental way of showing that you are actively listening is to repeat back what they're saying, or maybe just to challenge a little bit of what they've said, and just allow that open and honest conversation without your emotions getting in the way. Validate how they're feeling and validate the different experiences. And your experiences will obviously shape how you react to the different situations. But I think if we can validate and understand that this is happening to your child, it will help to bring down some of the barriers. All these emotions that they are feeling are absolutely fine, but by encouraging them to talk about them will be the first step to managing them. Try to be as open and honest to develop their sense of self-worth, just feeling that they are being supported. Try to have some calming techniques, maybe some really useful music that you've found beneficial. It doesn't necessarily have to be quiet. Sometimes the best music is really heavy rock metal that you can just let out the emotion. But when you're ready and when you feel that it's safe to do so, try and bring things back down to a calm level. Try breathing exercises. Look at some mindfulness ideas. and this will help to really reduce anxiety. So some really useful grounding techniques can be essential to reconnect to the present moment. With things like anxiety, it's looking at things that might be happening in the future. So if we focus on what is happening in the now, that gives us that sense of control back. So looking at the immediate surroundings, really helping to foster that sense of emotional regulation, that we are in the present and we have the sense of control. One of the ways we can do this is looking at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Connect to the surroundings. This will help reduce anxiety and promote a sense of calmness. So as we're encouraging this mindfulness, we're looking at the emotional regulation that being in the present moment really allows. One really useful tool is the senses. So 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. You could also look at things such as 5 things that have made you feel happy today, 4 things that you have overcome today, 3 things that you are excited about, 2 things that you are looking forward to, and 1 thing that you are really, really connected to. Just looking at what would work for your young person. But again, it's about being in the present, in the now. Even talking about how they feel right now. How do they feel sitting where they're sitting, standing where they're standing? How is their tone of voice? Are they starting to relax into the everyday, into the now? So obviously we want to build confident young people and that sense of connection between you and your child. So the grounding techniques will not only support your child, but it will support you as well to manage how you are feeling and allowing you to feel that you are emotionally ready to support your young person. Sharing these experiences and really developing that sense of support for one another. I hope you found that useful. And some of the main takeaway factors are that you are the parent, you've got this, and you will recognise how your young person will be starting to develop these skills, feel that sense of connection, and be the stable person to support them when they need it. As a parent, it can be tough. So try to remember you're doing the best you can do with the tools you have right now. Celebrate what you have achieved from the end of the day and really understand that this is a journey that you are both on. Try to live in the present. These tools will help in the future. Thank you.